Alright, hey everybody. We are going to do an ownership review and test drive of this S3 now that I've had it for a little bit. As you can imagine, it's really cold in here, but I took my coat off so it wouldn't rustle around and make a bunch of noise. And I adjusted the steering wheel so you can see the tachometer better in this video, because what's the fun of having a car with an S-tronic transmission if you can't watch it change gear while you're driving it? And let me put a digital speedometer up here. Hopefully that'll help at least a little bit. Maybe you can kind of see it, I don't know. But let the car warm up just a little bit and just go over a couple things. This is a general overview. The Audi S3 is an MQB platform vehicle, which basically means it shares its platform with the Volkswagen Golf and some other upcoming Volkswagen and Audi products. It's got a 2-liter turbo, 292 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. Using launch control, it'll accelerate from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. It's a 6-speed dual-clutch automated manual transmission with a Haldex-based quattro all-wheel drive system. I've been getting about 24, 25 mpg with it. It's been below freezing most of the time I've had the car. It's got about, how many miles does it have on it? 1,600 and something, I think. It's got 1,621 miles on it. So let's just take it for a little drive. Hopefully, again, you can see the tachometer so you can see it change gear. How I have it right now is the car is in individual mode. The steering is in dynamic. And the engine and transmission are also in dynamic. But I'm going to be driving the car in drive, and I'll do a little bit of manual mode as well. Audi Drive Select gives you 3 different profiles and an individual one, so you can pick and choose different pieces of it. We're in a car that does not have the adaptive suspension. It's got everything but that, pretty much. So it's got, the OEM tires are 18 inches, but we have a downsized winter tire package on it right now with the WS80, so it's actually riding on 17-inch wheels. So let's just go ahead and get started, and so you can just see it on the road. And I'll kind of go over a few things with the car. I'll try to talk more about how the car drives instead of just focusing on its all-wheel drive system. We're crunching some snow here. There we go. Alright. Hopefully this looks okay on video. In everyday driving, the transmission is very, very crisp and snappy and responsive. It's a little bit better in dynamic mode. You can also get a little bit better throttle response, as you'd imagine. Anybody who's concerned about this car being too harsh or too uncomfortable for daily driving need not worry. This car is perfectly fine on the highway, on bumpy and uncomfortable roads. The only time it's really unacceptable is if you have the dynamic, well, let's not pull out all these people, is if you have the 19-inch wheels and you have it in dynamic mode, then it gets really rough. I drove a Daytona package car that had the 19-inch wheels, and it was really rough and uncomfortable when you put it on dynamic mode. But again, that's more for if you're going to track the car anyway. But it does tighten everything up very nicely. So your gear changes are very crisp. It's a very quiet riding car, surprisingly. Again, the 19-inch wheels are louder, and we are on Blizzaks right now, but it is relatively quiet overall, especially for more of a performance-oriented car. See, even just driving around normally, the gear changes are very fast. It's really, really nice. doesn't like throw you back in your seat like uncontrollably wildly, but it's still pretty fun when you step on it. As you would imagine with a car that can go 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. Let's pop over to manual. A little bit of an idea of what this thing can do. This isn't going to be full throttle. It's almost up to Porsche PDK standards, but not quite. Just a fantastic transmission. One thing to note with these cars is you'll get a much faster rev match downshift if you take your foot off the gas pedal. Like watch the tach right now when I downshift. And the engine's still a little cold, so it's being a little bit hesitant, but I'm going to try it one more time. So I'm going to go 5th, 4th, 3rd. Because 4th and 6th are on the same shaft, if you quickly double tap it to go into 4th, you get 4th almost instantly. But until the car is revved up, until the car is warmed up a little bit, it's not going to give me like really crazy downshifts. Car, put the car in dynamic, well, let's start in comfort mode. If you put the car in comfort mode, it's going to pretty much change gear the same way. I mean, you're still going to get really fast downshifts. Well, again, it's still not being totally fast right now. Yeah, it's being a little hesitant because the engine's cold, unfortunately. But normally you'd get the whip crack speed. It's only 4 degrees out, so you know. But you get an idea of what it can do. Went over to put the whole car in dynamic mode. Maybe we can get some of those blats from the exhaust, which sound pretty cool. There's a sound generator in the firewall here. Let's drop it down a couple of gears. You can hear it rumble a little bit. Put it in 2nd. See if you can, I don't know if you're going to be hearing this or not in video. It's pretty fun. If you see, if you switch back over to put the whole car in comfort mode, the steering gets ridiculously light. It's not quite like an 80s Lincoln Town car, but it's pretty light. Putting it over to dynamic mode firms it up quite a bit better. Okay. This road's like torn apart, isn't it? Okay, now it's starting to give me crisp downshifts all the time. It's starting to get a little bit warmer now. But, so we're in dynamic, taking off from a stop in manual. Road's a little bit slick, but not too bad. But just instant response from the transmission is just fantastic. You see the boost gauge too. And we got a bunch of slow people here. Sneak over here. I think part of it too, when it's a little bit slow to respond to downshift when you're going really slow, is it's hesitant to really goose the throttle a lot when you're going slower. A little bit of traction control there. Once you get over 1800 RPM on this car, there's virtually no turbo lag at all. A little bit slick. Even though we don't have the 19-inch wheels and the magnetic suspension, I really like the way the base suspension is set up. It's pretty neutral feeling. Obviously you get the same great braking response. Alright, let's just whip it around here. Pretty tight turning radius, but not quite tight enough. It's only 2.1 turns lock to lock. One of the defining features of Audi S models are their S-tronic transmissions, though. They're so responsive. It really makes the car. Just love them. Instant throttle blipping. It's just fantastic. It's a very satisfying car to drive. Fortunately, we're not on a totally ideal road, but oh well. How are we on time? 12 minutes. God, these videos I make are so freaking long. Hopefully you can see the tack okay. So, would I buy this car again? Yes, absolutely, in a heartbeat. I love this car. Only real niggles are the trunk's kind of small, a little bit limited on the rear seat space, but again, it's not a very big car in the first place. It's very light and agile, weighs about 3,450 pounds. Let's see if we can sneak up this hill here. It never gets old. Now this is a pretty ruined road, and although it might look like we're bouncing around a little bit, it's a very, very solid feeling chassis. So although it's bumpy, it's not harsh or crashy or rattly. This car does not rattle. There's been no loose trim piece. I know it's only got 1,600 miles on it, but there's no rattles, no squeaks. The whole thing just feels as tight as a drum. Get that typical Germanic feel. But I love this thing in dynamic mode. It really is just wonderful. Very responsive. And seriously, anything over 8, and it's a little bit flat-footed if you're like bogging the engine down like way low in the tack. It's actually a little bit slower feeling below 1,500 RPM than the Jetta is, just because the turbo is bigger. But get it over that, get on the power, and this thing just flies. so much torque. You just get that instant response. If you just floor it in dynamic mode, we're in manual. It just pulls. There's a few patches of snow around here, so I gotta be a little careful. How are we on time? This car is so fun, I just want to keep filming it. I'll cut it off in a second here. We'll make a part 2. How's that sound? Crappy here. Let's take it slow. Slick. Sorry. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh, this car is so much fun to drive. Just love it. Alright, that's enough for one video. Thanks for watching, guys.